it's all happening. We are on in a new week, which is pretty exciting. So I'm going to share my screen in just a moment, but I just want to bring in Damien Papworth. If you're there, Damien, I'm just going to unmute you. You there, mate?
I am. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear, mate. Thanks for being on the call. Everybody, Damien Papworth, who's the founder of Globatel Marketing, probably one of the best resource partners that we recommend to our consulting champions and to the people that we work with. But you sent me a text this morning, or it was this morning or yesterday. You saw a bunch of people jump out of the market 2 weeks ago, and all of a sudden you're starting to see people, those people that jumped out are now starting to jump back in. Is that right?
Yeah, so it was quite interesting. So yesterday I sent a message out to my community and basically saying, look, I kind of get the feeling that the shock part of, you know, this crisis is past now. People have gotten past the shock and the panic and all that kind of stuff, and maybe thinking a bit more clearly. And then I checked in with the guys who manage the administration side of our projects last night, and I said, look, guys, what's going on? And they said, well, look, we've just had 3 reinstallations of panic cancelled projects. So, 3 projects that were cancelled 2 weeks ago have been reinstated within 2 weeks with no change.
Yeah.
Like no change to the actual government regulations or anything like that. They've just said, oh, you know what? We panicked. Let's get it going again.
Yeah. Isn't that interesting? The other thing I might say, because I know that you're seeing agencies that are bringing in new clients at the moment. So you're seeing new accounts opening up, pretty much every day, from what I understand. Can you just give a range of the types of businesses that are opening those new accounts or new campaigns, just to give people a perspective of who's kind of in the market spending money?
I don't have that data with me today. I'll find it out for tomorrow if you like.
Okay.
But what I can say is last week, so week ending Friday just passed, we had 15% more projects like marketing campaigns started than the preceding week.
Wow. Okay. So things are on the upswing. Mate, I really appreciate you sharing, Damien, because I guess it gives, for those people who are on this call, it's just giving you a perspective that the market is moving and the market's, there's still people out there looking. And I believe I think that's just going to actually increase. I think there are more and more businesses, as they're sitting down thinking, they're going to start looking at what are my options online? How are we doing business right now in the marketplace? So, Damien, I really appreciate you sharing. Thanks for being on this call. And I'm looking forward to connecting with you.
Yeah, great. I'll get that data and I'll feed that back to you either later tonight or tomorrow morning about
Thanks, mate.
the actual types of businesses.
That'll be awesome.
Pleasure.
That'll be awesome. Thanks, mate. Appreciate it. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. I just want to get onto my. I just want to do screen sharing. So we're going to put that down there. Okay. You should be able to see my screen right now. I'll open up the chat so I can see you guys chatting. Put that over here. And I just want to know who's here. All right. So first of all, I want to welcome you all here. Brian, Chris, Damien, George, Jay, Mark, Miguel, Peter, we've got quite a few regulars here, which is great to see. Like I said, I am doing this every day, same time, same bat channel. So I want to be able to answer questions, look at strategy, do all those sorts of things that will basically try and help people to navigate the time we're in, but also to take advantage of the opportunities that are ahead of us. I will give you time to ask questions directly. I can provide you with scripting, strategy, campaign, approach, all those things. I'm going to answer questions. You want me to answer questions about niche markets? I'll answer questions about niche markets. But one of the things that I want to talk about right now is if you're making offers to the market and you're having conversations to the market, that you're actually having the right conversation, right? The right conversation. So right now, if I were to draw what's going on right now in the market, right, this is what's happening. right? Right now, most people are unstable in business and they want to be stable. And so in terms of so here we are bleeding and here we are leading in the marketplace. What we need to do in our conversations with our prospective customers is we need to take them from unstable, from unstable to stable. That's what we've got to do. We've got to go from unstable to stable. And the problem is, if we're bleeding, right, what people need to talk about right now is they need to talk about tactical things, right? They don't need to talk about strategy. If you're selling strategy, right, to businesses that are bleeding, this is a leadership thing, right? So if we're looking timeline, right, strategy is about leading. Tactics, right now, is about practical, right? What we need to do is actions now. So my question to you, and I'm going to ask this openly, but I want you to write the question down, right? Is how do you, with your service, get clients quick wins, right? How do you, with your service, get clients with quick wins? Right? Because right now, cash is king, right? So cash flow is king. So that's a number one priority. So how do you help with cash flow? Remember, we're going from unstable to stable. That's what we're trying to do, right? So how do you help with cash flow? Cash flow is king, number one. Number two, right? Message to market, new offers. Right now, is the current message that people are putting out there relevant to the market? Most people's messaging is off right now, right? But number two, if you're running offers, right, and you want those offers to convert, are you running the right message to the market, right? Number three is, are you still in business? Are you still open, right? How do customers know that? Right now, how do customers know that you're in business, right? Because if you're not in business, if your customers don't know that the door's open, if your customers can't call you right now, you're screwed. This is what's happening in the market, right? This is what's happening right now, right? So right now, my father-in-law has he's looking at the cracks in his walls. He's in lockdown. So he's sitting there looking at all the things that need to be fixed in the house. That's what he's sitting there doing. As millions of people are sitting in their homes right now, looking at all their broken shit, right? So my father-in-law is going, oh, we need to fix that crap. We need that crack fixed. Look at that. We need the paint redone over there. So we've got to redo. So we've got to do some stuff, right? So what does he do, right? He says, well, we can get this done safely, right? Whilst we got this quiet time, right? So he goes and rings. So he goes to Google and he calls the first painting guy and they're closed, right? He calls the next company. I'm sorry, we are closed till further notice. I'm sorry, right now, due to the coronavirus, we are closed to further notice. And then finally, he gets a guy on the phone and says, yeah, this is how we're dealing with coronavirus, right? All our guys are in hazmat, we wear gloves, we've got things, we can't spit on anything, right? We come in, our payments are taken online, we don't need to do physical transactions with you. And we can do a very quick measure and quote. We can take a photo, or we can ask you to take a photo of the areas that need to be fixed, and I can give you a measure and quote right now. And so this person is going to get $5,000 worth of work. And this guy's closed. This guy's closed, and this guy's closed. So what are people doing right now? How do people know that you are still open? How do people know that you're still open, right? That's the question. So how do you solve that problem, right? How do you, what's the quick win? So what are the quick wins? So I'm going to ask the question, if you can type in the chat, what are quick wins that you can give your clients right now with what you do? What are some quick wins, right? Rather than me do all the work here, we've got some very clever marketers and very clever people here on this call. What are some of the quick wins that you can deliver to the market right now? Just type it in the chat. If you can hear me and see me and you can see my screen, just type 1 in the keyboard so I know that you're alive and you are breathing. Just type 1 if you're breathing. Right, awesome. Remember, this is a two-way interactive session, so only one person knows that they can see me. Does that mean everybody can't hear me or can't see me right now? Just type 1 on your keyboard if you can see my screen or hear me. Awesome. Right. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So Peter says sales from existing clients. Yes. Google My Business and an email offer. Yes, these are the quick wins. So these are things, I'm going to give you a really simple script that you can use that will open the door, one of the easiest things to do to open a door to a conversation, right? I'm going to share that with you in just a moment, right? But right now, so Peter says, sales from existing clients. Yes, existing clients, absolutely, right? So 1, existing clients. 2, GMB. GMB stands for Google My Business, and email offer. 3, chatbots. Thoughts on call versus chatbots at the time? Yes, chats are good. Chatbots. Yeah. How else can we get quick wins for clients right now? Come on, you're all the marketing experts here. I'm talking to the marketing experts. How can we get quick wins for customers right now? That's the thing that I'm asking for. There's this one really obvious way that we can get a quick win for, right? There's a really obvious way. It's one of the fastest ways to get leads. So yes, sales from past quotes. Exactly. Thank you, Lex. Actually run some ads, right? Run ads that are relevant for the market. Yep, absolutely. Francis Redino, good to see you here. Reactivate old reactivation, yes. Okay, so yeah, these are quick wins that you can do, right? So my question to you, and I was sitting there thinking about this. In fact, I know that somebody's actually using this tactic pretty simply, is asking, look, most people in your market are closed right now. Are you accepting customers right now? Right? Most people are closed their business till further notice. Are you accepting customers right now? You can use that statement for any business, right? Any business on the market. Most people are closed right now. Are you accepting customers right now? And let me tell you, people will engage. You can email that, you can text that, you can messenger that, you can Facebook that, right? That's going to start we all want to start the conversation. That's a conversation starter. Right now, most people are shut down in your industry. Are you accepting customers, right? That's the question we have in the marketplace. So my question is, and this is so it's not so much a question, but my thought process here is remember that what people need right now is they need stability, right? And so they need cash flow, right? They need cash flow, and getting the phones ringing gets cash in the door. Asking people to buy, creating an offer that is relevant to the market, right? And so this is the pivoting the offer. right, needs to be relevant. Right now, we need to be relevant to our customers, right? Like our clients need to be relevant to their clients, right? Right, in the marketplace. So questions. If you want me to help you here, I'm here to help you. I've got some, I want to make sure that you maximize this time. If you've got questions around niche, if you've got questions around, you know, how you want to go about the quick wins, let me answer your questions, and I will actually unmute you here so we can talk about this. We're recording this, so this is going to be, whoa, are we recording this? Yes, we are recording this. Woo. I just thought, are we recording this? We are recording this. Yes, we are. So this is going to be posted. So I want to be able to answer your questions. I want to make this relevant to you. So Chris, revisit past prospects. Do you have an effective way of storing biz cards info that you recommend, or how do you manage this? Oh, mate. So Chris, this is easy. There's a thing called Biz Card Scan. It's an app on your mobile phone. Also, Evernote. Evernote have the capability to, they've got this business card clipping thing. So you just take a photo of a business card, right? And it'll rip the email, the phone number, and everything put into a spreadsheet, and then you can just upload it into your autoresponder and go. Or you can have a message in your phone ready and merge it with the email list that you create out of clipping it. So there's things like BizCard Scan. I know my favorite is Evernote. Evernote service on this is great. I know LinkedIn used to have a card scanning app. I'm not sure if that app is still available. But yeah, that technology is very easy to use. I'm a big collector of business cards. I get lots of business cards given to me along the way. Surprisingly, brick and mortar businesses actually have business cards. And by the way, that's a funny thing from our perspective. A lot of people sort of chide me because I've got a business card. Most people don't have one, right? But I do. I always have a business card. And the reason why I have a business card is because I never know who I might meet. And I also don't know who they know that they could hand my card to get help from me, right? Oftentimes, I always have business cards with me. If anybody's ever known me in my business life, I've never been without business cards. If you don't have a business card and you're out there in the world with family, friends, and associates, and just give me, so if you know somebody needs some help, just give them my card, right? Because at the end of the day, we are still tactile people. I know in the COVID virus isolation mindset, we can't give people business cards, but there's still lots of business cards around. I've got literally hundreds of business cards right now. And what I do is I just scan them in Evernote, and I just take the email, take the phone number, put it into my my spreadsheet. I've got the text, the mobile phone number, so I can send text messages. It's really easy to do. Yeah, it's really weird. So another strategy that I've done, if ever I've met somebody face to face and they hand me their card, I just go to my Evernote on my phone, open it up, and I just take a photo of their card, and then I give them their card back. And I said, great, I've got all your details. You're in my phone, you're in my email, I've got your message. I'll shoot something to you. Thanks for doing that. And then the first thing he goes, how did you do that? Right? So, well, it's cornerstone of marketing. When we have an introduction, we bring people in, we're going to, we have an automation and a funnel. What's that, right? I cannot tell you how often that has been a conversation to innovate in the way that you market to your clients, where people say, how do I do that? And you end up showing them how to do that. But then they still don't know how to do that. So they need somebody to help them set up. But we've got our teams that can help them. And then the idea is the back-end marketing from that as well. That's the other side of it. So yes. So any questions? Any questions about niche? Any questions about strategy? Any questions about messaging? If you want me to craft a campaign, a message for you here on this call, I want to do that. The goal here for you is to generate a new client this week. That's the goal, right? That's a good goal. One paying client, right? One paying client this week, Friday. By Friday, one paying customer, right? All of you have got leads. All of you have got prospects. You need to go and make your offers that are relevant. So if you want me to help you with a relevant offer right now, or if you want me to help you to craft your message in a way, or you want me to answer your question, just type in the question area and I'll answer your question. Yeah? Because I'm here for you. I'm not here for me. I'm here for you. Receiving lots of brochures in my mailbox. I'll call, yeah, Mark, absolutely. Yep, you're sending lots of brochures. How are people finding you online? Right now, people looking for products online. Yes, I get lots of brochures in the mailbox as well. So yes, absolutely call those companies that are dropping brochures. And isn't it funny? The people that are dropping brochures are telling you that you can buy their products or service. It means that they're open for business. So yes, I would reach out to those people and say, hey, got your brochure in right now. You're not closed like everybody else. You're accepting clients. Yeah, great. Let's have a quick chat. There's your approach. If you want me to talk to you personally right now, just type 1. If you want me to answer, if you want me to just type 1, I will unmute you and I'll answer your question directly. If you want me to help you right now, just type 1 and I will answer your questions directly. If you've got a question, type in the question and I'll unmute and we can talk. I cannot believe nobody's got questions. Just type 1 if you want me to chat to you about what's going on. Lex, awesome. Hey Lex, how you doing? Can you hear me? Just unmute. I'm hoping you've got a microphone, Lex. Do you have a microphone, Lex? Just type yes or no. Nope, you don't have a microphone. George, sticking point. Okay, let's go, George. Lex, I'll come back to you. I don't know why that's doing that. At the moment, it's not letting me allow you to talk to you, George. Mark, you would talk, but you're watching the kids. Okay, that's fine. Chris, while we're on that, so George, biggest sticking point right now, and I don't know why it's not allowing me to unmute you, George, but I'll see if I'll just promote you to panelist. So George, you're there.
Awesome.
I've just promoted you to a panelist. So George, ask your question because it's a question that is relevant to others.
I think we're on the other call, and I think you answered it. So it's more of a statement that you helped me out with, because it's just engaging the customers, engaging the market. So I did have a question of sending the emails out, got that message there, and how to engage and get that flow of conversation to engagement. So you helped me out with that in terms of asking the right questions, asking whether they're in business. So it's just...
I'm glad you're asking this question, because at the end of the day, this is about how proactive we are in the marketplace, right? So right now, we've got to, like, a lot of people struggle with the whole talking to people. Like, if I haven't got any inbound leads coming in, then I want to go outbound. And if you look at the businesses right now, Georgia, that are most successful in the marketplace, they're the ones that are going outbound, right? They're not going inbound. So they're putting information out there and they're actively engaging the market. They're going and having a chat. And the whole idea is we just got to have or start the conversation. So a lot of people really struggle with the whole cold calling thing and all that sort of stuff. But yesterday afternoon, I had a flat out day yesterday. I was super, super busy. We generated 2 new clients, which was great. So I've been, just been crazy. But in the afternoon, I had some time between 3:30 and 4 o'clock. And all I did was I just started, because there was a few physical therapists that I wanted to engage. I knew it was early evening where they were, but I just gave it a shot anyway. So I rang about 20 numbers, and I got to speak to 2 people in that conversation, people that I'd connected with in the past, but I just haven't been able to get them on the phone. And lo and behold, luckily enough, they answered their phone. They had a phone diversion to where they were. But all I did was saying, hey, look, I'm just reaching out. 1, want to make sure you're okay. Number 2, are you accepting patients right now, right? Because the people we're working with right now are actively engaging their patients in the current circumstances, them not being able to treat physically unless it's an emergency. But if you are accepting patients, can we talk about that, right? And then I started that conversation, yeah? So the idea is that, you know, if you're, you know, we're here to help. And one way to help is we need to actively engage. And if we can actively engage by just going and reaching out to people and say, look, I don't know if I can help you from a bar of soap. You don't know me, but this is why I'm reaching out. If this is something that's relevant for you, can we talk about it? Yes or no? If it's not, I understand. But what I'm doing is I'm trying to help people to stay in business. Do you mind from time to time that I send you some information that is relevant? Case studies, things like that that are working right now that are helping people keep the cash flow coming in and making sure that you can get out of this this bullshit crisis that we're in. Is it okay? Would you accept that? And is it okay if I touch base when I know we've got some cool things that are working? Is that okay with you? Every single person you speak to is going to say yes to that statement. Every time I've asked that question, I've never had somebody say, no, I'm not interested. They've always gone, okay, yeah, that makes sense. I'm giving them an out, right? But I'm saying, hey, let's stay in touch, right? If you want this, I'm happy to give it to you. If you can find that useful, would you find that sort of stuff useful? Yes, great. Now I got you on the hook, right? So I don't know why. Well, I do know why, because people are afraid of the phone, right? Because of the whole thing of rejection. But if you're taking the framework of just reaching out to help people, listen, I'm just calling to help people out. I don't know what your situation is, but I know right now this is what's going on in the marketplace. And I don't know if you fit in any one of those categories, but I'm really talking to businesses that are really interested in doing a couple of things. One, to immediately generate cash flow, to keep the cash in the business, to have your customers stay and pay with what you're doing. Number two, to look at ways of pivoting your offer to be relevant to the market, because most people are getting their offers wrong and it's not working. And we need to look at the message and how that matches where people are right now. So we're looking at the buyer's journey. And number three, we want to make sure that right now people know that you are open, and right now that know that they can find you. If those three things are important to you, can we talk about how perhaps we can help each other out here? Now, I've used that script that I've just shared, and I've recorded that script, and it is at the 29-minute mark of this call. I've been using that script for weeks right now, and I haven't had people tell me piss me off. I haven't had anybody say, piss off, I'm not interested. I have not had a single person say, if they've listened to that, I've not had a single person say, hey, not interested, you know, because I've just taken that approach of that engagement, right? So if I'm going to send you an email, I'm going to hop on the phone, right? If I'm going to send you a message or a text message, I'm going to hop on the phone. If I get your voicemail, I'm going to give you a proactive voicemail message like the one that I just did, right? And then follow you up, right? We need to be in startup mode, right? We need to be relentless. Is there anybody on this call that does not need money right now? Is anybody here not need any cash? You're okay. You're good for the next 12 months. You don't need any money. You're okay. You don't need to be working. You don't need to be focusing, right? I would assume there is nobody, including me, there's nobody in that situation where they don't want to bring in cash flow into their business, right? So the question I'm often asking to people, right, and I'm just going to mute you, George, while I'm doing this, so I'm getting a feedback, right? The question that I'm asking you, right, is how are you showing up for your business every day, right? That's the question I'm asking. How are you showing up for your business in the marketplace? Yeah. So Lex. Can you talk, Lex? I think I've unmuted you. Nope. You got your hand up. Lex, I'm going to promote you to the panelist, and we will unmute you from there. Hey, Lex, can you hear me? Lex. I've just unmuted you, Lex, and I made you a panelist. That obviously hasn't worked. Okay. I'm going to change your role to an attendee. George, I'm going to change your role to an attendee. All right. So I just want to go through these questions here. So George, Chris, while we're on that, if you manage this business card info for businesses. Can you expand on that? All the filler ads. I don't understand what that question means, Jay. Don't have a mic icon. I've got a sales question, Miguel. How would a qualifying call look like right now? Should I be asking what type of revenue they're looking to add to their business per month right now? Or is that speaking to their aspirations and not what they're thinking about in the moment? So the conversation has to be very different. I just literally gave you a scripted conversation a moment ago, Miguel. So if you're listening to the 35-minute mark of this conversation, our conversation needs to be how we can help, right? Right now, we don't want to sit there and say how much money you want to make or what revenue do you want to add to the business right now, because they're going to look at you and going, don't you know what's going on? I'm fucking out of business right now. I need help. Right? So you're going to come off looking really silly if you're asking questions like, what's your objective and what's the outcome that you're wanting to achieve right now? Well, the freaking outcome I want to achieve is to stay in business and pay my bills and keep my family safe. That's the freaking outcome I'm looking for. Can you help me with that? Right? Think of where people are right now. Right? So what questions will help them? Right? And what you would suggest, say, hey, right now, are you accepting clients right now? Right? Cash flow is king. What type of cash flow strategies right now, other than cutting costs, have you looked at putting into place? Have you pivoted? Have you changed the way you've approached the market? We're seeing a lot of people where their messaging isn't matching where the market is inquiring right now, even though inquiries have gone through the roof, right? Can people still buy your services right now? Or have you told everybody that we're going to be coming back for further notice? Because effectively you've told people you've shut your business down. And if you're telling people you're shutting your business down, that means that they're not going to come back, right? You're running at risk. So the conversation needs to be, hey, let's look at the areas that we can make a direct impact on, and then let's look at those other things further down the track. So hopefully, Miguel, that's been answered your question. So Chris, you're saying, so while we're at it, if you manage this biz card info for businesses, can you expand on that? All of the flyer ads as well. Oh, so, okay, I get what you're talking about. All right. So what you're talking about here, Chris. So if you've got a stack of business cards, right? Who's got more than 10 business cards from businesses hanging around? Anybody got more than 10? Just type 1 if you got more than 10, right? Chris has got more than 10. Tanya's got more than 10. Lex has got more than 10. Awesome. Okay. So unless you've put these business cards, I'm in a BNI, absolutely. Tanya, I know you've got more than 10 business cards. All right. So what you want to do is you want to get all your business cards, current, old, it doesn't matter. Get them all in a stack. There's an app. It's in Evernote. If you've never heard of it, it's called Evernote. Anybody who's read Tim Ferriss's 4-Hour Workweek knows Evernote, right? It's a company that he invested in. Okay, so Evernote has this ability to take a photograph of a business card and extract the information and place that information into an Excel spreadsheet, right? So you literally just take a photo. I don't have a business card sitting around me because I'm not in my office. So you take the business card, right? Hold it on your camera on your phone, takes a photo, and then it extracts the information. And so what you can do is, if you're on an iPhone, if you're using iCloud, you can transfer information to your spreadsheets, to Google Pages and all that sort of stuff, to other things. So you can have an email that's ready and say, hey, I'm just reaching right now. So this is a campaign that you can run with business cards, right? Right now, I know that we are in crazy times. And I don't know if you're open for business. I don't know if you've closed your business down, but I'm looking for people who are accepting customers right now, who are accepting clients. If you're accepting clients, I'd love to be able to touch base. Just reply yes, or if you reply yes to this, I'll give you a quick call, right? If you've got a text message, say, hey, are you shut down, or can you accept customers right now? Just reply yes. There's a text message you can send out to people right now, right? And so all we want to do is start the conversation, right? So to me, that's the easiest conversation you can start. It's the easiest email right now. Are you closed, or are you accepting customers right now? Let me know, yes or no, right? Yes, let's get on the phone, right? Let's get on a call. So that's the strategy with a business card, right? It's use Evernote. You can Google it. You can Google it. Go on YouTube. It'll show you exactly how it works. It's really easy, right? So now you've got a list of people you can go to. So, hey, we've met. You handed me your card. I'm just reaching out to people to make sure they're okay in this time of craziness. Right now, have you shut down or are you accepting customers right now? Just reply yes, right? That's a great way to do it on a text message. You can do a bulk text message, right? Now with flyers, local businesses that are putting flyers in your mailbox are spending money on distribution. A lot of businesses are putting flyers in newspaper distribution. They're putting flyers in mailboxes. So these tend to be local businesses. So I would follow up the business and say, hey, I just got your flyer. You got some deals happening right now, which is awesome. I'm just wondering, right? You know, are your existing customers getting access to these deals right now, right? Or I'd love to know what sort of response rates you're getting right now, because there's a way, which I know right now, where you can be generating a much more direct response to the campaigns that you're running right now. Is it okay if we talk about how you can do that? You know, reaching out to people. Right now, I see your flyer. Hey, I know that means you're out there in the market letting people know you're open for business. Can we talk about some other ways of letting people know that you're open right now, so they can find you and engage you, and more importantly, you just keep that cash rolling in, right? So there's the opportunity right now with flyers. Any other questions? Any other questions? Blamar Sanor, good to see you here, my friend. Ex-NFL, superstar, rock star. Good to have you, mate. Good to see you. Any questions? Any questions right now? Let me help you. Help me help you. That's enough. If you don't know who Jerry Maguire is, or Jerry Maguire, help me help you. Ask me the question, let me help you. Yeah? Let me help you. I'm here to answer your questions. Otherwise, I'm going to be sitting here with dead air. Type in the chat if you need my help. You need help with engagement, offer, niche, strategy, you know, tactical things. Ask me the questions. That's what these calls are for. Yes, I've been sharing and teaching, and I have done some teaching today, but I'm here to answer your questions, to help you out, to make sure that you're moving the needle forward in your business. So if you want me to help you personally, right, people pay me many thousands of dollars for my advice. I'm giving you the option to take that for free right here, right? So right now, you should all be typing madly, asking me questions, and I can help you. Omar, if you could just go to calljohnlogar.com and then book a time in my calendar. Book a time in my calendar. Omar, I will help you there. Francis, how do we help real estate agents who rely on physical places? Show them how to do it online. Show them how to market to their customers and do virtual Zoom walkthroughs of houses. Show them how to do an auction online. Show them how to answer their questions and their customers online. I know a lot of real estate agents are closed right now, which is absolutely dumb. I would be talking to customers right now. I'd be, you know, there's going to be a listing boom. Let me tell you, lots of real estate going to be moving in the next 6 months. But the market that is also going to grow is the renovation market. So yeah, Omar, just go to calljohnlogar.com, just book a time on my calendar and I'll help you out. How do we help real estate? Hopefully that answers the question. Yeah. By the way, real estate agents are really, you know, no disrespect to real estate agents, but they tend to be very arrogant. So if I was going to deal with a real estate agent, I'd be dealing with a large one, not a small one. Because right now they need to keep all their agents employed, because a lot of real estate agents like retainer and commission. So I'd be talking to bigger players, not smaller independent players in the marketplace. Any other questions? Any questions on niche market selection? Any questions on strategy or approach? Or you want me to do some scripting for you? Let me do some scripting for you. Ask me the question. Tell me what you do, tell me the market, and I'll show you the approach. Just type in on chat. I'm here available to you. If you're passively listening, just go away, get off the call. No point in being here. If you're just passively sitting there waiting for me to say stuff, then there's no point in being here. But if you want me to help you right now, which is what I'm asking you to do, just ask me a question and I'll answer your questions. Miguel, speaking of outreach, how long should I follow up with my prospects for if they don't engage with me any longer than 4 to 5 days? So, good question, Miguel. I really appreciate you asking. I just want to give you a perspective on reaching out to people or getting people to connect with you, right? If you have one method of reaching out to a person, and that's the only way that you engage, like an email, right? Then you can't send the same email over and over and over again. You have to change the message, change the structure. Thanks, Peter, but I don't have time to share that funnel today. I will share that funnel in the coming days. So here's the thing. So when we're reaching out, so this is the thing. If I'm reaching out to people, I'm reaching out to people on email, on their LinkedIn, I'm finding their phone number, or if I can text them, I can text them, direct message, Twitter. I want to reach them everywhere, right? I want to reach them everywhere because I want to be showing up in multiple places. So if you want to get through to people, Miguel, you want to get through to people in multiple areas so you can show up, and then you're inviting them in that conversation. So I would not give up to people. I would say, hey, I know I've been sending the messages out and I haven't heard back from you. There's an approach that you can take. That's a great message to put out if you haven't heard back from somebody. Hey, look, I've reached out. I don't know if you've been getting my messages, but I haven't heard back from you. Can we have a quick chat? That's another way of getting back into people's graces. As long as hammering people with the same offer or the same idea is not the way to go. You want to change your approach. You want to think about other things and try a different way because you don't know what they're interested in. So we're just taking a punt. So yes, I would reach out with email. I would reach out with a text message. I would reach out with a chatbot, a messenger. I would reach out with Facebook. I'd reach out with Twitter. I'd reach out in LinkedIn, any way that I can to connect with that prospect. Because here's the question, Miguel. A client or a customer could be worth tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars to you, right? A client could be worth tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars to you, right? And so one of the things that I want you to be mindful of is that how persistent you are, and right now you've got no other time than to be persistent. How persistent you are is going to determine how successful you are. So the more engagement, the more, I was speaking to a guy the other day, he's doing roughly 30 to 40 dials a day, 30 to 40 dials a day, right? So that's 200 dials in a week, right? What's that, 150 to 200 dials in a week, 150 to 200 contacts in a week that he's doing out there. And these are just follow-ups to try and get people on conversations. That's all he's doing, right? So that just gives you a perspective of how busy you can get and how you can be consistent in the way that you offer to your clients. Change the message, change the subject line. Hey, haven't heard back from you. Hey, I've been reaching out to you with this thing. I'm not sure if it's relevant to you, but I haven't heard back from you, right? There's another way to reach out to people. How important is a landing page in all of this messaging? A landing page is very important. If you're driving traffic to a landing page, that landing page has to reflect what the customer is looking for. And there are 4 actions that you need to take, that you need to be mindful of when you're looking at your landing page. There are 4 actions, right? But you're only going to do 1 action per page. You don't do 4 actions on 1 page. You don't give people options of how they can buy or connect. You just give them 1 option. So if you need the phone to ring, then your landing page should be call this number, call this number, call this number, and the phone number should be nice and big 4 or 5 times in the scroll of the page, because you want people to call you. So you want the number to be dynamic and you want the person to call. The second action is, let me get you a quote. I need some information. Fill in this little form. I need some information to get you a quote. Easy quoting system. Click this button. Hey, easiest way to get the best value for money is allow us to give you an automated quote. Click this button. Quote, quote, quote. Fill the form, fill the form, fill the form, right? Third action. Hey, here's some incentives. Here's some ideas. Here's a lead magnet. I want you to download the lead magnet. I want you to download the lead magnet. I want you to download the lead magnet. 1 action, not several actions. And the last action is buy my stuff. Buy here. Here's how we buy. Let me get this to your shopping cart right now. Buy here, right? So the action is a direct action. So a landing page should reflect 1 conversion, right, strategy. And that conversion has to be conveyed, or the message has to be conveyed in the copy on the page. Tell people what you want them to do. Show people how they can get help easily. That's all the landing page is for, Francis, right? And so, yes, are landing pages important? If you're running ads, absolutely. If you're running ads to your current website and you haven't changed your website in the last 30 days or the last 60 days, your current website is irrelevant. It is old school, is not solving the current issues that the market is trying to solve right now. So you need to either change your website or you need to have a landing page to drive your traffic to. So that's the strategy. Chris, looking for a niche for installing, hosting a Zoom alternative video conferencing service. Which niches would be more in need of this kind of service, mostly considering the security growing pains of Zoom? So the needs that are most important, any business is doing training right now, and any business that can actually do customer facing time on virtual. List all the businesses that are direct access to patients, direct access to customers, professional service type businesses. Mate, the answer to your question, Chris, is freaking every niche that needs to speak to a customer somehow or connect with a customer visually. Yeah, sales teams. That's, you know, anybody that's got a sales team can use that service. So right now you can put that in the market and say, hey, you need to be connected. You need a service that's easy to use. That's like a kid. Like the biggest struggle right now is people don't know how to use Zoom. They're starting to use Zoom, but they're having trouble holding a meeting, doing webinars. They have no idea what they're doing, right? So if you, Chris, have a solution that is easier than Zoom, that is like child's play and makes it easy, then you've got a license to print money right there. You've got a license to print money to let people give people the alternative. Here's where Zoom crashes or screws up. Here's where our system completely trounces Zoom. Zoom is crap. Our stuff is awesome, right? And here's why it's awesome right now to you. There's your campaign. Hopefully that answers your question, Chris. So Chris is asking, how do you engage with bigger players? Exactly the way you engage with smaller players. Find out who the decision maker is, reach out to them with a message that's relevant to them right now in terms of how they can do business. Are you taking listings? Are you helping doing sales right now? Are you taking listings and are you selling real estate right now, or have you closed your doors? That's an opening and an offer that you can make to bigger players in the real estate market. Call this number. Yeah, call this number. So Francis, you asked me who can help you copyright a killer landing page to reflect the pain points of this moment in time. So Francis, so my question would be, that is so broad. For what market? For which business? Because there are businesses that aren't in pain at all at the moment. There are businesses right now, Francis, that are freaking flying right now. If you own a fitness equipment company right now, you don't need copywriting. You just need to make sure you can handle the phone inquiries. You need to put more people on phones if you're in the fitness equipment market, because you're making fucking sales hand over fist. So the question that you're asking, Francis, is so vague that you have to get really specific, because there are copywriters that can write for the niche. So if you want a great copywriters for landing pages and for email scripts, go to copychief.com. I'll put it in the thing. Go to copychief.com. Go to copychief.com. You'll find the best copywriters on the planet. That is Kevin Rogers' website. And there are lots of copywriters out there that undervalue themselves, that will write amazing copy for landing pages and emails. Go to Copychief. That's the best place to find copywriters. Thanks, Damien. I really appreciate you being here. Yeah, well, for me, are you taking quotes right now, or have you shut down? Have you shut down, or you're taking quotes for jobs right now? That's the question. Not are you taking, so have you closed down right now like everybody else, or are you taking quotes for jobs right now? That's one of the easiest ways to start a conversation with a landscaper, because you'll get them on the phone. Any other questions? I'm happy to answer your questions here. I'll take another question. Otherwise, I'm going to say be safe. same time, same bat channel tomorrow at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Australian, or 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're going to be talking about some cool stuff tomorrow. Thank you, George. I appreciate you hopping in. Thank you to those consulting champions. Blamar Sonor, if you can hear me, if you have a question, I'm happy to answer your question, dude. You always got good questions. So if I can help you, that'll be awesome. But if you're just kind of listening in, then I'm sorry that I might have wasted your time. So what happens if they have another provider? Well, are they happy with their current provider right now? They don't have to. They don't have to. It depends on what you're offering, Peter. Like, it really depends on what you're offering. I can't, if they've got another provider, I'll say, great. If they're helping you get clients right now and they're helping the phones ring off the hook and they're delivering strategies that are giving you direct results and cash in your business, that's awesome. Do you mind letting me know who that is? Because people need more of that, right? But if they've got a current provider, then I'm not going to go and knock another provider. Yeah. I would just sit there and say, if they've got a provider for the service that you're going in for, Peter, then there's nothing you can do. Congratulations. Awesome that you're getting a great ROI. Unless you're providing a different service that they don't have a provider for, then absolutely. Yeah. But if they've got a current provider, then, it's not going to work. Yeah. Because the current provider should be delivering the service. So, yeah. Yes, what you are looking for is a copywriter. If you reach out to Copy Chief and say, hey, I'm looking for a copywriter, they can direct you to a copywriter. So yeah, if that paid membership in Copy Chief is full of copywriters. Some of the best copywriters in the world are right there. The question you asked me is, where can I find great copywriters who write killer landing pages? I gave you the answer. That's where you find them, Francis. Thanks, Lex. I really appreciate you doing this. So your goal today is to connect with 15 to 20 people every day, right? I would highly recommend that you pick up the phone and follow up any emails that you're sending to with the scripts that I've been putting on these calls. This will be same time, same bat channel tomorrow. We are going to be here again tomorrow, going to be answering your questions. At the end of the day, tomorrow, I want to sort of get some feedback of your activities that you've been doing over the last couple of weeks, because a lot of people here have been with me for a while. So I'd love to chime in with you to make sure that you are applying these things that we're talking about. Love to get some feedback of the feedback that you're getting. Let's see if we can improve. Every day, 15 to 20 contacts. Every day, move 5 conversations forward, and make sure that you're putting out relevant offers to the marketplace. Thank you for being here, everybody. I look forward to seeing you on the next call. Same time, same link, same bat channel tomorrow. This is being recorded. It'll be uploaded into the Facebook group and also onto our YouTube channel. Thanks, everybody. Take care. I will see you tomorrow.